The wait is finally over. The all-new Ridgeline is on the way for the 2028 model year, bringing major changes to Honda's unconventional pickup. For years, this model stood alone in the truck world. Its unibody construction made it different from traditional pickups, and that was also the reason plenty of truckers questioned whether it truly belonged in the segment. But the market has changed. More efficient unibody trucks have joined the party, and Honda now has a lot more competition to worry about. One of the biggest names on that list is the Ford Maverick. It has grabbed headlines with its compact dimensions, practical layout, and above all, highly efficient hybrid powertrain, becoming far more successful than many expected. Now, Honda appears ready to fight back with a fresh design and hybrid power. Could the 2028 Ridgeline finally become a serious rival to the Maverick? Let's find out in this head-to-head comparison. Powertrains. Let's start where it matters most. Neither of these two is designed to be a heavy-duty work mule, and their towing ratings make that pretty clear. The Ridgeline has always leaned into car-like driving manners, thanks to its unibody architecture, rather than trying to replicate the rugged behavior of traditional body-on-frame pickups. Then the Maverick showed up and changed the entire conversation. It wasn't just another compact truck with good maneuverability and a smaller footprint. Ford brought something the segment desperately needed: serious fuel efficiency. The hybrid Maverick can deliver around 40 mpg in the right configuration, a number that still makes most conventional pickups look thirsty. Honda kept an old-school V6, giving the Ridgeline plenty of smooth power and a more substantial feel behind the wheel. But the old formula doesn't work quite the same anymore. Buyers are paying much closer attention to fuel economy these days, even when they're shopping for a pickup. That's why the reported hybrid edition for the 2028 Ridgeline could be such a big deal. Honda has confirmed that a hybrid powertrain is coming, backing up what had already been circulating from multiple sources. Don't expect the 2028 Ridgeline to suddenly match the Maverick's 40 mpg figure, especially if the Japanese truck maker keeps it in the midsize class. Still, the jump in efficiency could be substantial, and that changes the matchup. The Ridgeline doesn't need to beat the Maverick at everything. If Honda can combine its smooth driving character with significantly better fuel economy, suddenly the truck starts making a lot more sense for buyers who want pickup utility without accepting traditional truck fuel consumption. Join us as we explore the world of wheels. Subscribe now and buckle up for the adventure. Dimensions. Size is where these two trucks start to separate themselves. Both use unibody construction, but the Ridgeline has traditionally been the larger machine. It sits in the mid-size pickup class, giving it more cabin space, a bigger bed, and a more substantial footprint. That distinction used to make the comparison pretty straightforward. The Ridgeline was the more capable and spacious option, while the Maverick was the smaller, cheaper, more efficient alternative. Today, things aren't quite that simple. As more unibody pickups enter the market, the Ridgeline is increasingly being compared with smaller trucks like the Maverick and Hyundai Santa Cruz, rather than Tacoma or Colorado. That puts Honda in an interesting position for 2028. The company hasn't revealed the full formula yet, but there's an intriguing possibility here. Instead of building the next Ridgeline around the larger pilot platform, Honda could move toward a slightly smaller architecture related to the CR-V. Add their proven hybrid technology as part of that package, so suddenly you have a very different rig. Could it get close to 40 mpg? That part is pure speculation right now, and Honda hasn't given us any indication that such a number is coming. But technically, the idea makes sense. A lighter, smaller Ridgeline with a hybrid powertrain could dramatically improve the truck's efficiency without giving up the unibody driving character that made the nameplate different in the first place. And if Honda actually goes down that road, the Maverick would have a much bigger problem on its hands. Redesign. The Maverick already got its refresh, and Ford didn't exactly play it safe. The latest version looks much more aggressive than the original. That matters because the first Maverick succeeded by being different. Now Ford has managed to make it look more like a traditional pickup without throwing away the compact proportions that made it so appealing. Honda's next move will have to shift the spotlight straight back to the Ridgeline. Reports point toward a boxier exterior inspired by the latest Passport SUV, and that could be exactly what this truck needs. The previous Ridgeline was easy to recognize, but its styling is outdated for years now. A more upright front end, sharper body lines, and a tougher overall stance could change that perception overnight. There's another advantage here. Honda doesn't have to turn the Ridgeline into a body-on-frame truck to make it look more serious. The unibody platform can stay, but the visual treatment can become much more truck-like. That leaves us waiting for the details that actually matter to owners. How much bed space will it offer? Will Honda improve its storage tricks? What happens inside the cabin? And will the technology finally feel modern enough to compete with Ford? The exterior could get the clicks, but those everyday details will decide whether the new 2028 Ridgeline actually earns buyers. Here's where Honda could run into its biggest problem. If the Ridgeline remains a traditional midsize truck with a base price tag above 40 grand, it starts this fight at a serious disadvantage. At that money, shoppers can already find larger pickups, including some half-ton models depending on discounts and configuration. Maverick's low entry price was one of the biggest reasons the truck exploded onto the market. Ford originally positioned it around $25,000, making a brand new pickup accessible to buyers who never considered spending mid-size truck money. That advantage has narrowed. The Maverick now starts closer to $28,000, showing just how much pricing has changed since its launch. Still, the gap between these two trucks remains enormous. Honda could close that gap with a smaller Ridgeline, especially if the company uses a CR-V-based architecture and keeps the hybrid system efficient without loading the truck with expensive hardware. But if the Japanese automaker sticks with the current formula and asks buyers to pay a premium for a larger midsize pickup, this battle could be over before it really begins. The 2028 Ridgeline might have better styling, hybrid power, more space, and plenty of Honda engineering underneath. None of that matters if shoppers look at the window sticker and decide the Maverick gives them most of what they need for thousands less. Thank you for watching. We look forward to seeing you next time.